Do you know how when you're really young, right? Obviously younger than you should be to do what you're about to do, and you feel all of this adrenaline in your nerves. You're looking down at your screen, typing in some fake birth date, because what else can you do? And enter. There you have it. Your Facebook account. I was a 40-year-old woman working at the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry when that happened to me. Grown up and at Hogwarts, right? The social media me was already my dream. On a more realistic note, though, I was 12, cradled into the world of social media by default, by the hype and the buzz that made me believe that I had to be a part of it to be considered cool. I knew nothing about anything, but hey, I was going to sail through this just fine. Flourish, in fact. Now, being as young a kid as that, it's all very exciting because all of a sudden, you have the control. So I quickly started assessing about how I was going to fit in all of these social circles and how everyone was going to be absolutely in love with me. I just had to find my people. You see, since the beginning of time, being socially accepted has been synonymous to fitting in. So I moderated myself and normalized my ideas into what I saw. What was very hard for me to understand back then, though, was that nobody has a claim on the word normal. But everyone has a claim on the word disguise. And it was so easily happening around me. As I gained exposure to social media, I fell into plentiful ways of entertaining myself through it. Earlier, my days consisted of sowing seeds in Farmville, going to school, coming back home, and harvesting them. Happy days, right? But they taught me one word: addiction. Eventually, these habits metamorphosed. They metamorphosed into relatively uglier forms, which involved me checking social media to see if a friend had posted any new picture. Going to school, coming back, to look at the 550 likes she had got in relation to my 50. And it's amazing how one small little pitfall can so easily lead to another and another and another. And by this time, I had learned everything about how to look and how not to, what to say and what not to, and ridiculously who to be or not to be. In accordance to the Pew Research Center, 92% of teenagers having access to a smartphone are said to revisit social media constantly. Users between the age of 15 and 19 spend at least 3 hours on their social media platforms. And this isn't even including all that time we waste thinking about how else to react and what else to post. 4 out of 5 people claim that they have negative side effects on their side effects on their daily life if they aren't using their screens for even a day. This doesn't only affect the way we feel, but also the way we live on a daily basis. Now that is a serious problem. For a long time, my social media profile was so far away from what represented me. And I wasn't okay with it, right? I had to do something, and I realized that I knew nothing about anything all over again. This brings you in a very unexpected place, because what next? I went through the internet. I started looking at how different people started using social media. I came across entrepreneurs and influencers, and was opened up to a whole new array of possibilities of how social media can be used. Despite all of this diplomatic brilliance and just awesomeness, I found inspiration in the most unexpected place, in my own locality. It was my neighbor Neela auntie who started providing meals to the residents in my apartment. What was earlier just a small representation of culinary delight turned into an amazing business simply through WhatsApp. From a customer base of just a few families, her social media exposure expanded to more than 500 of them. Now, that is amazing. Muktha, a friend of mine, now studying environmental science, spread a lot of awareness through articles and posts. And she told me that social media is actually a wonderful way to spread your ideas to a larger audience. What I found in common with both of these people is that they use social media in relevance to their real life, to the work they do every day, and they try to spread it to a larger number of people to gain feedback from. From here arose the concept of turning addiction into addition. How does what I do on social media add value to my life? In almost no time, articles, pictures, statistics about the different ways, the different kinds of environmental hazards, speeches on productivity and inspiration, and even newer discussions of religion and philosophy started becoming a bigger part of my feed. I also got to interact with the different kinds of people flourishing in different ways in Bangalore. Right? I started interacting with chefs, entrepreneurs, designers, artists. I even interacted with an international powerlifter. The conversations that I had with these people online and offline were invaluable in relation to the time that I would have otherwise used endlessly scrolling through my newsfeed. I was able to channelize this time into actually growing, right? And it's amazing how such a small platform, which was otherwise used just for, whiling away time, can be used for adding value to your life. The idea is that what is in your phone does not have to be away from you, because it won't be harmful if it's relevant to your ideas, your beliefs, to what really matters. Ultimately, we are all storytellers. In one way or another, we all want to share our ideas to a larger set of people. Prove something to everyone, prove something to yourself, and just leave something to be remembered by. That 5-inch screen in your phone does not have to be just for time pass anymore. The lesson here is that there really isn't any reason. There's no reason to distance the concepts of your real life from what you show, because there is so much more for the world to see and just so much more to be. And it doesn't matter if you're 40 or 12. It doesn't matter if you have 10,000 followers or just 10. What matters is what you're willing to do, to look at social media as a tool to improve your life, to storyboard and document what is true to you as a human being, because that's where the real change happens. Trust me, it has the potential to do so. And honestly, so do you. Thank you.